So, spoiler. KK and Chris were eliminated from Love Island games last night, and even though do you know what? I don't want anyone to go. I think the cast that they have, the people that they have, sending people home is not nice. Everyone has a reason to stay, or everyone that was up for elimination or vulnerable, I could have seen stay. KK, Chris, whatever you feel about them, they were really good competitors. However, it's the name of the game. This is Love Island Games. Love Island Games. So you have to win the games. Some of them are physical games. Some of them are mental games. Skills games. However, they are still games. And they didn't win this one. As well, they were really salty by getting picked by Isaiah and Nicola. And I'm just like, you picked Solin and Mert a couple of days ago to go. They were also in the top with you. And you made them vulnerable. And they went home. Unluckily, they went home because they chose the public vote and not the thing. They shouldn't have been there either. You put them there out of strategy. And I think what I think what Isaiah and Nicola did was smart, because someone like Andina, keep her towards the end, because she's not that physically great, and we know that the end game of the show is probably going to be a physical challenge. She's not great at stuff like that. Mentally as well, she's not great. She doesn't believe in herself. Toby, out of all the boys, was probably not as strong. Johnny has come second on the show before, and Chris is a professional athlete. So it made sense for them to pick those two to try and knock one of them out, to have a stronger chance to win. This is 250K. Like, I just thought they were a bit salty. Like, they were acting like, oh, I can't believe they picked me, or but someone had to be picked. Someone had to be picked. If it wasn't you, it would have been. I mean, Johnny knew he was going to be picked. Johnny knew it was going to be him. He knew it was going to be him, and he just took it on the chin. Chris was really salty. KK as well. She was definitely in her feelings about it as well, and I just don't understand why. Now, I will say, I don't think KK was rude to Nicola. Nicola was crying, but I think she was probably crying more so because she didn't want to be in that position to make the decision. But this is also Love Island Games. Stand in your decision. You are part of the power couple. With power comes responsibility. And you were given that responsibility. You were given that power, and you made the decision. You shouldn't be upset or say, "Oh, I wish it could be me," because you know what's going to happen next. You're now going to be the target. You're now going to be the target. I will say though, I think a smart strategy going forward for anyone is to not be power couple, because everyone knows with power couple you have to make a decision and you become the target. KK and Chris were target, so if they became in the bottom, they were probably going to go home. It's not nice, because I do like everyone. I think everyone brings something, but I think it's better. So people like what's her name, Garby and Kendall, Justine and Josh, they have been kind of flying under the radar. Well, actually, not Garby and Kendall. They had one of them almost went home. But I feel like you shouldn't really aim to win, but you should aim to do well. That you're not necessarily always in the top, because you become a target. But guys, I'm really enjoying this season. I really loved the last season, and I'm really enjoying this season. It's a nice refresher. It will be interesting now that KK's gone, who Tyreek is going to try and couple up with, because Justine is kind of the only option he has. But obviously Justine and Josh kind of have a thing, but then Marvin might come into it. I don't know what Sydney's going to do. Sydney might go for, what's his name, Toby. We don't know what's going to happen. And obviously more people are still coming. So, yeah. Love Island Games, guys. Love Island Games is doing well.